Hi everyone, so in today's video I'm going to try and make some cards with the Dress to Impress stamp set, which is in the new mini catalogue which launched in January. It goes through to June, this catalogue, and it's in there. Now I'm going to try and make 3 cards and I'm going to kind of step them up each time. So the first card is going to be absolutely basic, then I'm just going to take it up a little bit with the next one and then up again with the third one. My idea is that I'm only using 2 ink pads. I'm using black Tuxedo Memento, which I'm going to stamp my images in, and I'm going to use Melon Mambo. I may also use 2 blends. Now this is Light Lovely Lipstick and this is Light Old Olive, but I'm not sure yet. And then from this stamp set, I'm using the perfume bottle, this can of splodge, the flower with the leaves, and I'm using Hello Fabulous. So I've got the stamps already mounted and I've actually stamped them and I've got them here on my ScanNCut and I'm going to cut them. So I'm going to cut all this set out with a white offset border. And then this one on its own, I just want part of the design. So I'm going to scan it all through, but I'm going to concentrate on these first. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got my mat loaded. I'm going to go to scan, direct cut, save the temporary scan into the machine and say start. I just wanted to get those stamped to save a little bit of time. And then while that's going through, I'm going to show you, I've got 3 cards here. This is all Whisper White thick. I've cut them all straight down the middle on the short side, scored and folded. So I can have my card as a top opener or I can open it this way. I'm not sure yet. So I've got 3 of those. And then I've got 2 other bits which I'll show you in a few minutes. So I can see the scanned images on my screen now. I'm not sure how well you can. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to drag in the handles just to isolate these for now. I'm not bothered about this one for a minute. I'm going to deal with that separately. So I'm just going to drag this in. And it looks as though it's picking them all up. I'm going to say preview. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to go to the offset icon and add a 0.4 offset. And I can see I've got a bit of the line here from the card, but I'm not worried about that for now. I'm going to say OK, OK. In fact, I'm just going to go back a notch. I'm going to go into edit and I'm going to select this line here. So I can also see there's a bit of one there highlighted. So that little one up there that's highlighted, I'm going to send to the rubbish. Then I'm going to use the arrows and just scroll through until it picks up these lines for me and then send that to the rubbish. So all I've got left now are the items that I actually want. So I'm going to say OK. Just make sure my offset's still there, 0.04. OK, OK. Select cut and start. And assuming that I've seen that properly on screen, it should just cut now each one of these designs with a 0.04 outline. Okay, so they're all cut. So I'm now just going to concentrate on this one. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to say home. Yes, it's okay to delete everything because these have all cut out. Okay, so this time I'm going to come into pattern, into the basic shapes, scroll down until I find the circle. I'm going to take the circle down to about 1.25 inches for now. May have to adjust it again, I'm not sure. It's not vital at this point. I'm going to say set. And there's my circle on my mat. I'm just going to do a background scan and say start. Okay, so I only want the lid of this bottle, and I think that might be a bit big. So I'm going to select my circle, go to Edit, Object Edit, into the top left icon, which lets me alter the size. And I'm going to take the size down to 1 inch and see if that's too small. I'm going to say OK, OK. I'm going to bring it up so it's over the lid of this bottle, and I'm going to zoom in. And then I'm going to zoom in to 400%. And as I say, I just want the lid part, so trying to position that. I think that looks okay. So I'm going to say OK, OK, OK again, select, cut and start. That actually looks okay. So what I'm going to do now, I've got a piece of glitter card here. I'm going to stick this on this mat, and I'm going to cut a circle that's 1 1/4 inches, because this circle here for my lid is 1 inch, and I want to use this as a matting layer for this, I think. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to go back, I'm going to say home, OK to delete all patterns, just go back into patterns again, choose my circle, make it 1 1/4 inches. I've not made this, so I don't know whether this is going to work. I'm going to say OK and do a background scan and start. And then I'm just going to give that a rub down onto my mat while it's going through. I'm going to drag my 1 1/4 inch circle down and just position it here in the top left. I'm going to say OK, select, cut and start. Just going to check that's cut. Oh yeah, it has. Okay, so I'm going to say OK, unload this mat. Okay, so just to recap, these shapes here, I scanned using direct cut, and I added a 0.04 outline. And this is a brand new sticky standard mat, so it's very sticky. So that's those. This one here I scanned and just cut a 1 inch circle around the lid of the bottle, and then this one here I've cut a 1 1/4 inch circle in glitter card. So I'm just going to remove these from this mat, and then because I've used glitter card, I'm going to give this mat a good wipe over when I've finished. If you bend your mat rather than try to scrape your shapes off your mat, they will come off better, especially when you've got a very sticky mat. I mean, I don't know if I actually need all these elements. But, you know, I'm cutting them just in case. I've not made any of these cards. I've kind of worked the idea out in my head, and that's why I don't know if I need all the, you know, the bits yet. I'm not going to put the plastic cover on that yet because it has got glitter here. I'm going to wipe that part of it away in a bit. But, right, for now, this is what I've got. So, just going to bring some scrap paper in. So for my first card, in fact, I don't think I need this paper because I've got some paper on here. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat because these stamps are photopolymer and you need a bit of cushioning. So for my first card, I'm going to keep it really, really basic. So I'm going to bring in my Melon Mambo. I'm going to bring in the splodge and I'm going to ink this up in Melon Mambo, and I'm going to kind of stamp it about there, lift and then stamp again. So I kind of get two tones of the same thing. I've got my Simply Scrub on the side here for cleaning my stamps. In this stamp set, there's also these little dots, which I've got here. In fact, I'm going to put them on the back of this. This is a smaller block, it's easier. So again, I'm just going to, I'll take that one off for a minute so I can see. So I'm just going to ink up the dots and I'm just going to see what they're like on the paper. So let's see. I'm going to bring back in the Hello Beautiful. These photopolymer stamps are so sticky. And then I'm just going to pick it up. I'm going to stamp up the perfume bottle. I've got ink on my hands already, which is, you know, no surprise, is it, to anybody? And then I'm going to stamp over this dark section with the bottle. Just give it a good press, let it sink in. Give that a clean. And then I'm going to bring in my Hello Beautiful and ink that up. Just going to test it on here. Oh, Hello Fabulous it is, not Hello Beautiful. And I'm going to put that here. And again, I'm just going to clean my stamps as I go. I'm just going to put the lid on that because I will stick my fingers in it. So that's how it's looking so far. Really simple. And then I don't know whether I want to put one of these flowers on it or not. I may colour it in and just let's see how it looks. So as I said before, I'm using light old olive. just going to colour in the leaves, and then I'm going to use lovely lipstick because I think this is the nearest shade I've got to this Melon Mambo, because there isn't a blend for the Melon Mambo. I may not use this on this card, we'll see. I'm not doing any shading, I'm literally just doing colouring in. And I love the blends because, you know, you don't get any streak marks or anything. So let's just see, I might just put that there. So I've got some different sizes of dimensionals here. So that's the first card. So what do you think? That's really simple, isn't it? You know, one ink colour, one black colour, and a little bit of stamping. So that's my first one. Now, my second one, I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to step it up a little bit. So let's bring my splodge in again. So I'm going to bring in my Melon Mambo and I'm going to stamp my splodge there, and then again there, stamped off. I'm going to ink up the bottle and stamp it. I'm going to bring in one of these and bring back my splodge and just stamp over that. I'm going to bring in my scissors and I'm just going to fussy cut just around where it says perfume. Put the lid back on those because they're very sharp. Just going to turn this over, bring back my dimensionals, put one dimensional in the middle and then just pop that one up over the top like that, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Not sure if you can see that. Bring back my Hello Fabulous. Stamp that again. Use my little dots. So again, just using, you know, the basic black and one colour. Should we do the little flower? Do the same. So green. And from memory, I think that there's going to be a set of dies released for this stamp set. So if you've not got a ScanNCut, there's going to be a set of dies that you can buy from, I think it's the 3rd or 4th of February. So we'll put that there. So that's that one now. So that's just stepped up a little bit. You can see the dimension compared to that one. And then the third one is I've embossed a piece of Whisper White card. This is thick Whisper White for the base. This is regular Whisper White. This is not a Stampin' Up embossing folder, but I'm going to use it. And I've just cut it a little bit smaller than my card to layer up on the front. Then I'm going to bring in one of the bottles and the splodge again and just stamp over the perfume bottle. So we'll stick this straight down. So because it's embossed, I'm going to use some wet glue. That will hopefully hold it better, you know, because not all the surface area of the card is going to touch the base with it having being, you know, heavily embossed. So I'm going to put that down. And because I'm using wet glue, I've got a bit of wiggle room. So that's how that's looking so far. Put the lid on my glue. So let me see what I'm going to do with this one. So now I think I'm going to put that there, and then this I'm going to stick on here, and then kind of have that like highlighted like so. So I'm going to use wet glue because it's going on to glitter card. That's going to need a minute or two to set. And then one other thing that I need, which I've completely forgotten about, is something to put my greeting on. And I was going to cut a circle, so I'll have to do that. So this, I think, is going to layer up on top of there like that. I think I'll pop this one up as well. I'm going to put a few dimensionals on this with it being heavily embossed. So that's going to go there. That's going to go on there. Like so, and we just need that wet glue to take a little bit. Bring in the flowers again. Of dimensionals on this one. It's going to go down at the bottom. I need my Hello Fabulous again. This into the machine again. I'm just going to choose pattern again, basic shapes, scroll to the circles. I'm going to take the circle down to be about just under 2 inches for now, and I'm going to say set and do a background scan because I don't know how big a circle I need to go over this greeting. think I can make it smaller, so I'm going to go into Edit, Object Edit, into the resize handle, and I'm going to just take it down, probably about 1.5 inches. I'm going to say OK, OK, and I'm going to zoom in and just see how it looks. And then I'm not sure how well you're going to see it on the screen, but I can use these little arrows to kind of nudge it into place. Looks as though it's sitting fairly central. So I'm going to say OK, 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 select and cut, and then we'll see if it's going to be right or not. So there's my little Hello Fabulous, which I think can go here. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring this in. I'm going to bring in the Melon Mambo again. I'm going to get my splodge. I'm going to stamp it off onto the scrap piece of paper and then over the words. Okay, so this one I'm going to pop up again on dimensionals. So and I think I'll put this one near the top just to kind of balance it out a little bit, like so. Let's clear the decks and see what we've got. So I've just got straightforward basic stamping. Melon Mambo stamped once and then stamped a second time without inking. The splodges done exactly the same. My perfume bottle, my greeting and my little flower popped up on 3D foam. So that's the first one. The second one done exactly the same, but this time with the perfume bottle popped up in the middle and the flowers. And then the last one, and I could even pop the perfume. I've still got a perfume bottle here. I could even pop that up if I wanted to, you know, to step it up a notch. And this one's got the dots with the embossed background. So three cards, all made with a black memento, Melon Mambo, the Dress to Impress stamp set, and the only other thing I've used on here is a little bit of our glitter paper and a couple of blends. So what do you think? I think they've turned out okay, and you know, in its simplest form like this, you could whip these out so quickly and make them into a set of cards with a matching envelope. So anyway, I hope you like that tutorial. Hope it's given you some ideas of how to use the set. And you know, predominantly I've only really used the perfume bottle. There's still the shoes and the lipsticks and things and other greetings to be used. So, you know, I will be doing some more with this set. But anyway, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please give the video a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.